Yoga Sutra Part 3 Slok number 1 Deshbantaschatasya Dharana. Dharana is holding the mind onto some particular object. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. Dharana concentration is when the mind holds on to some object either in the body or outside the body and keeps itself in that state. 3 श्लोक नंबर 2 तत्र प्रत्ययी एक तानता ध्यानम. An unbroken flow of knowledge is that object is dhyana. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. The mind tries to think of one object, to hold itself to one particular spot as the top of the head, the heart, etc. And if the mind succeeds in receiving and sensations only through that part of the body and through no other part, that would be dharana. And when the mind succeeds in keeping itself in that state for some time, it is called dhyana, meditation. Shlok number 3 Tadevartha matra nirbhasam swarup shunyamev samadhi. When that giving up all forms reflects only the meaning, it is samadhi. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. That comes when in meditation the form or the external part is given up. Suppose I were meditating on a book and that I have gradually succeeded in concentrating the mind on it and perceiving only the internal sensations, the meaning unexpressed in any form, that state of dhyana is called samadhi. 3 Shlok number 4 Trayamekatra Sanyamaha. These three, when practiced in regard to one object, is samyama. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. When a man can direct his mind to any particular object and fix it there and then keep it there for a long time, separating the object from the internal part, this is samyama or dharana, dhyana and samadhi, one following the other and making one. The form of the thing has vanished and only its meaning remains in the mind. Part 3 Shlok number 5 Tajjayat pragya lokaha. By the conquest of that comes light of knowledge. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. When one has succeeded in making this samyama, all powers come under his control. This is the great instrument of the yogi. The objects of knowledge are infinite and they are divided into the gross, grosser, grossest, and the fine, finer, finest, and so on. The samyama should be first applied to gross things, and when you begin to get knowledge of this gross, slowly by stages it should be brought to finer things. Part 3 Shlok number 6 Tasya bhumishu vinyogaha. That should be employed in stages. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. This is a note of warning not to attempt to go too fast. Shlok number 7 Trayantrangam Purvebhya. These three are more internal than those that precede. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. Before these we had the pratyahara, the pranayama, the asana, the yama and niyama. They are external parts of the three dharana, dhyana and samadhi. When a man has attained to them, he may attain to omniscience and omnipotence, but that would not be salvation. These three would not make the mind nirvikalpa, changeless, but would leave the seeds for getting bodies again. Only when the seeds are, as the yogi says, fried, do they lose the possibility of producing further plants. These powers cannot fry the seed. Shlok number 8 Tadpi bahirangam nirbijasya, but even they are external to the seedless samadhi. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. Compared with that seedless samadhi, therefore, even these are external. We have not yet reached the real samadhi, the highest but a lower stage in which this universe still exists as we see it, and in which are all these powers. Part 3, Shlok number 9th. व्यतुत्थान निरोध संस्कार योरभि भव प्रादुर्भवौ निरोध क्षण चिंता वन्यो निरोध परिणामः. By the suppression of the disturbed impressions of the mind and by the rise of impressions of control, the mind which persists in that moment of control is said to attain the controlling modifications. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. That is to say, in this first state of samadhi, the modifications of the mind have been controlled, but not perfectly, because if they were, there would be no modifications. If there is a modifications which impels the mind to rush out through the senses and the yogi tries to control it, that the control itself will be a modification. One wave will be checked by another wave, so it will not be real samadhi in which all the waves subside, as control itself will be a wave. Yet this lower samadhi is very much nearer to the higher samadhi than when the mind comes bubbling out. Part 3, Shlok number 10th. Tasya prashant vahida sanskarat. Its flows becomes steady by habit. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. The flow of this continuous control of the mind becomes steady when practiced day after day, and the mind obtains the faculty of constant concentration. Shlok number 11. Sarvarthaikai gratayo shayodayo chittasya samadhi parinamaha. Taking in all sorts of objects and concentrating upon one object, these two powers being destroyed and manifested respectively, the chitta gets the modification called samadhi. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. The mind takes up various objects, run into all sorts of things. That is the lower state. There is a higher state of the mind when it takes up one object and excludes all others, of which samadhi is Part 3, Shlok number 12. Tatah punah shantodito tulya pratyayo chittasya kagrata parinamaha. The one pointedness of the chitta is when the impression that is past and that which is present are similar. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. How are we to know that the mind has become concentrated? Because the idea of time will vanish. The more time passes unnoticed, the more concentrated we are. In common life, we see that when we are interested in a book, we do not note the time at all, and when we leave this book, we are often surprised to find how many hours have passed. All time will have the tendency to come and stand in the one present. So the definition is given: when the past and present come and stand in one, the mind is said to be concentrated. Shlok number 13th. Eten bhutendriyeshu dharma lakshan vastha parinama vyakhyata. By this is explained the threefold transformation of form, time and state in fine or gross matter and in the organs. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. By the threefold changes in the mind stuff as to form, time and state are explained the corresponding changes in gross and subtle matter and in the organs. Suppose there is a lump of gold, it is transformed into a bracelet and again into an earring. They, these are changes as to form. The same phenomena looked at from the standpoint of time give us change as to time. Again, the bracelet or the earring may be bright or dull, thick or thin, and so on. This is change as to state. Now, referring to the aphorism, the mind stuff is changing into vrittis. This is change as to form, that it passes through past, present, and future moments of time is change as to time, that the impressions vary as to intensity within one particular period, say present is change as to state. The concentrations taught in the preceding aphorisms were to give the yogi a voluntary control over the transformations of his mind stuff, which alone will enable him to make the samyama named in part 3, श्लोक number 14. शांतो दितव्य उपदेशस्य धर्मानुपाति धर्मे. That which is acted upon by transformation, either past, present, or yet to be manifested, is the qualified. Commentary on Sri Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Swami Vivekananda. That is to say, the qualified is the substance which is being acted upon by time and by the sanskaras and getting changed and being manifested always. Part 3, श्लोक number 15. क्रमान्य त्वं परिणाम अन्य त्व हेतुः. The succession of changes is the cause of manifold evolution. Hari Om Tat Sat.